Hi, so the guys at Icewell, who sent me a ZimaBoard to play with a while ago, asked me to have a look at their ZimaOS 1.7. It's been updated. And what that is, it's like their operating system that runs on the ZimaBoard, but, as I've done, I haven't put it on a ZimaBoard, I've just run it on an old NUC old one. And basically what it is, it's sort of like an OS to run your stuff around the house. And it's not your main machine. You have it on like a ZimaBoard or any box, and you have it sat in the house somewhere. You connect to it and you do stuff with it. You can use it for file storage, you can use it for all sorts of things like that, which we'll have a quick look at. So fair play to them, I thought give it a quick look. So yeah, so I've installed it on a NUC, an old Intel i7 one, and I've not launched it yet, and the install is really easy. You just blast it with Balena Etcher, whatever it's called, onto a USB. You do the install just normal, and you're left with this screen, sort of like just text, and on that screen it's an IP address, and that's the IP address we're going to put in my browser in a minute, and we're going to log in and have a look around the system, see what it does, and go from there. So with that said, let's dive in. Okay, so here we are on my Omarchy desktop, and I'm just going to fire up the ZimaOS web interface. So to do that, you can do it in a browser. I've got a toy on here that I'm going to use. There we are, ZimaOS. Just press enter, and it'll open it up. Okay, so here we are in the install screen of Zima. This is the first run. So I need to choose set privacy, UK English, and any device you sort of log into this, it's all done through so I'm going to just do pretty simple fine for good security, QWERTY, and then QWERTY. Okay, and then we're in. Okay, a bit of information, save that. Never. All right, okay, bit of introduction. Start from file, start from App Store, just go to the dashboard. Smart connector between ZimaCube, PC Mac clients. Okay, remote access, and peer drop. Peer drop's the same as, I think, like local send, or the Omarchy send that I wrote, where basically it's using that. I believe it's using the local send protocol, and just you can push files around all over the place. So I don't want the client there. Anyway, so you're given this, and basically, as I said, I've got this on quite an old computer, so I'm drawing 2 watts. All your information there, drive, health, widget settings. Okay, so up here's the settings. Hit that. Tells you all about the OS device itself, your IP number, search engine, web UI, port developer mode, storage. Now this is where it sort of comes into its own in a way, because I've just spotted something with this. You can basically build your own RAID pools to do your media, to hold your media and stuff like that. But there's a thing here, and I don't think I spotted this last time, maybe it's always been here. You can use up to 4 disks at most, which is 1 RAID 5. And to get more, you have to click on that, get Zima Plus. And Zima Plus is obviously a paid $29, and it unlocks unlimited disks on unlimited members. Now, I don't know if that's per device. That's obviously like a one-off purchase fee, but I mean, okay, they're trying to make money out of it. But it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, you could probably do a lot of this. I mean, this is, this is basically like a NAS operating system. $30 is not much to give you all that space, but obviously there's completely free solutions to that online. I'll put that to performance, storage, network, gives me all the details here, and a remote ID for the Zima client to log in, apps, and data. Okay, so the main thing in here is you've got your well, the settings are there as well, actually. Backup files, that's files. Okay, so download the Zima client. This is where you can store files on your NAS, like a backup. I mean, that's like quite handy. Obviously, it's like a file server. It's like Windows Finder, do you know what I mean? Where you can pull your stuff, apps, whatever, and you can send files with local send. I'm not going to demonstrate that. It's quite easy. Backup, 1, 2, 3 backup. So, okay. Gives you a good backup strategy. There's the peer drop thing. I wonder if that works with local send. Open that up. Linux Chrome. Let me see if it appears up as a... I'm going to launch my local send, see if it comes up. Or is it just locked off to that? Drop another device. Here, drop local network. Send. He's having a look. My local send is having a look. No. No, it must be on its own port or something. Anyway, let's get on to that. But that's great. I mean, you got that hooked up. You can send files to it. But the big thing is their App Store. So in here, we could go in and you can download a ton of these apps. Oops. Okay, what have we got? We've got OpenClaw Llama for your AI. I mean, this is not a box for that. But what I did notice when I was going through here earlier on, if you've got an AI, if you've got an NVIDIA card, it allows you to install the NVIDIA versions. So you get like maximum, what's it called? So you can offload the AI compute into the VRAM, which is really cool. You've got both the versions. So you've got AMD Llama, NVIDIA Llama. So this, I mean, that's what I'm saying. This OS is agnostic. Anyway, let's just have a quick look through here. So my apps, this is what I've got installed. Discover, usual stuff. Hermes app, Hermes agent. I don't use any of those. I always use AI like just for coding. I've never found a use for the agents like that. Those things, they just, I don't know, just don't help me. I mean, OpenClaw, everybody raves about it, but it's like I use it to create, to code, answer questions, and build other agents to do other things. They're automated. I mean, I don't know. I don't need something to answer my email. It reads my email, can summarize stuff for me, but I can do all that in here without, Anyway, I'll go on about that. So you've got self-hosting media management, web from media. Okay, so one of the key things you can do with this, and it's really, really easy, is either a Jellyfin server, okay, which is great, or a Plex server. I'm moved over away from Plex because they're making a paying thing. And I bought the lifetime membership to Plex years ago, but I still don't really agree with it because it was all like open source at the beginning, and now it's like, gone a bit, well, I don't know, they're supposed to make money, but anyway, you could put a Minecraft server on there, Minecraft OS management tool. That's cool. My son would love that. Radar, BitTorrents, RetroArch, transmission for BitTorrent. So there's tons of stuff you can put in here to run as an app. Productivity, copy party. I mean, there's so much on here, and it's really nicely laid out. You've got a search at the top, social, data bag, Farm OS legacy, a web-based farm records keeping app. Nice. I hate money. So yeah, there's a ton of apps. I mean, it's really simple to install, and you've got access to all this, and it's free. Apart from that $29 there. Network information here. I've just got a small storage. Again, you're back into this. Optimize your bays. Help center. Bin. Interesting. But yeah, they've got RAID 5 and everything like that you put on them. And obviously RAID's not a backup. I mean, make sure you've always got a backup of something, even if you put it on RAID. So, but yeah, file management, you've got your helper things up the top there. Build a data station, storage. Search, is that a complete search? So if I put Llama, that's got searching on the web. Interesting. So that takes you off to the web. So you're very much web based. ZVM2. Okay, this is quite cool. I like it. Do look a good VM. So it looks like, I wonder if I could install Omarchy as a VM. But you've got, if you want to do, I mean, I only use VMs for testing, and I only use Windows as VMs and things like that. But they're for like really basic work. You've got no video acceleration. I don't think you have anyway to do anything. So you can't play games on it, but you could just do stuff, can't you? I mean, it's nice to have a copy of like Fedora or Mint. I wonder if that will use. Download the ISO image from the URL. I wonder if you could. I may stick Omarchy on this. Let's see if it works. I mean, it does work in a VirtualBox. Arch is there. So that's really cool. That part's really good. You can put have a play with an OS in a VM. It's all pre-configured. You don't need to do the Oracle VirtualBox or anything like that. You can just jump in, and it's all driven through the browser. And then you've got the Icewell community, which is probably where you can go and ask tons. Here we go. Look at this. Tons of questions. ZIMA beta. Loads of questions being answered by people. Quite an active community. That's cool. It's always good to have a great community behind stuff because there's tons of clever people out there who answer questions for your release. The NAS rabbit hole starts here. This was about this. New App Store. I can't remember what the old one was like. I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, I think what they gave me, they sent me a ZimaBoard too to play with. I mean, I put this on, had a quick look at it. But the first thing I did was put Arch and completely set it up for how I use local servers. I wrote my own Jellyfin type server that I wanted to, how I wanted it to be. Because I mean, that's where you get to eventually with all this stuff. When you get old like me, you start to write things for yourself instead of downloading apps. So the App Store's great, but I just rather sort of like, I'd rather roll my own. But yeah, I mean, this is great. Install a custom app. What does that need to be? App image, service app, image, restart strategy. If you want to play with that, that'd be quite cool from YAML. Okay. All right. You've got Docker and stuff like that on here as well. You can play with link warden, collaborative bookmarks, big community. What's that? Big heart wild tick. Don't know what that means. Don't know what it is. BTOPs. Let's put BTOPs on there. It just downloads. Change direction. Cloudflare, web, Chrome browser. You can do a lot in there. I mean, I love it. I mean, this is great. If you're starting out with this stuff and you want to get away from Windows and you've got all these things to play with, and then further down the line, if you want to use stuff, I mean, this would be great sat somewhere as a, NAS box doing stuff for you, like streaming videos, all these kind of business. And then, if you're coming from Windows, it's a new world, isn't it? And then you see these kind of things, you think, oh, what's this? Open. What does that need? Why does that need a password to go to BTOPs? Bad request. Just try that again. Open. My username was Q. Password was QWERTY. No, it's not liking that. Don't know what that is. What does it say? Monitor resources may vary to correct category. Doesn't tell me. That's a bit misleading. Well, not misleading, but I mean, that's not. It's asking for a password, but you don't know what it is. Was it my password on this machine? I don't know. Fast fetch? Neo fetch like tool. Is this going to ask me for another password? This should be a tiny tool. There are ports in use. Interesting. How about then? So there's a few bumps there. Good to see them. But yeah, so that's, just jump back to me. So that's ZimaOS 1.7. There is tons of stuff for you to play with in there. Tons. You can use it as a file server. You can use it as a media server. You can use it all sorts. The $29 bit for the extended drive thing. I mean, not many people. I mean, I've got racks of drives and stuff, but 5 drives is enough. You buy 4 drives. You buy 4 20 terabyte drives or 10 terabyte drives. Configure it as RAID 5, and you've got at least 30 gigs worth, 30 terabytes of storage, which is like a lot of stuff. So, but it's all there, and it's really super simple. And then you've got VMs, the backup thing, I don't know, settings, files, and then you can just fire stuff. And it's got the apps on the phone and on other devices, so you can just fire things at this to store. Not tested out the app on the phone, may do that later, because I've spun up that server. I'll leave it going. I'll download the ZIMA client and have probably a play with that at the time. But yeah, so that's great. I mean, I didn't really play too much with 1.6, but as I think I said the last one, it's really solid. It's just like, if you're getting into all this stuff, this is definitely what you want to be playing with, because you can learn so much from all this, and it's like containerized on another device. If you start installing some of this stuff in your own machines, like locally on your own, you can mess it up big time by not knowing what you're doing. I mean, earlier on I did a test. I installed a Llama first, and I installed the Llama web UI, downloaded Gemma 4, ran, worked fine. It's great. So I mean, you can do all sorts. Anyway, as usual with the ZIMA got Icewell. Good job. Well worth a play with if you're into something like that, and it's free, and you get it from the website. And as I said before, the ZimaBoard 2 is a really cool thing. Not play with the Zima Cube. That would be interesting to have a look at. Just put that out there, guys. But yeah, so all good. And once again, thanks for watching.